Welcome to Westside Community Center. By the way, if you don't know, and the South Valley, if you're not from the South Valley, but I want you to know that this community center is the birthplace of Parks and Recreation in Bernalillo County.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm going to give away my age big time. This was my first recreation job at this location in 1977. Wow. Some of you weren't born, I know that. Well, this morning we have a wonderful announcement to make to the community. It is something that I am very, very excited about. But before we talk about this initiative, let me first welcome some folks that we have with us this morning. First of all, we have Carolyn Ice. Carolyn Ice is with Senator Udall's office. Where are you at? Raise your hand. There you are. Carolyn, please let the senator know that we appreciate you being present. And also we have our school board member, Stephen Michael Quesada. And we have someone who represents the White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for Hispanics, Adrian Pedrosa. And we also have one of our principals from our local schools, Anitra Adler. And most important, and not least, is Dr. Peggy Chavez, the author of this program. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Art De La Cruz. Welcome to County Commission District 2. Thank you, thank you. A few short months ago, nominations were being taken for the President Obama's call to action as a celebration of 25 years of the White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for Hispanics. This was brought to my attention by staff, and I, knowing Dr. Chavez, enlisted her help in doing a proposal and a submittal to the White House for consideration of a program. Ultimately, the program was accepted late last year, and by the way, we got it just under the wire, Professor. So I want to thank her for all of her hard work. She authored this program. But of the proposals that were submitted, 150 were accepted across the country. So to have New Mexico, there's only one New Mexico, be recognized and accepted is a really big thing for New Mexico, particularly for our community, and this program will start here at Westside. Thank you. Join me in a round of applause for Professor. Now, you have to know that Dr. Chavez, we just usually call her Professor. So if I interchange that, that's the reason. So in any case, we're going to move on at this time, and I am going to have the doctor come and talk and give us a brief overview of what this program is about. Dr. Chavez?
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Get the notes here. Yes, I do want to thank Commissioner De La Cruz. Several people that I actually want to take the time to thank. And the first one, Commissioner De La Cruz, and for his work in general in District 2 and working with our community. I am a resident of the South Valley, and so I know what's going on in and out of the community. I second would like to thank Mr. Swistak, I'm not sure if he's here, Mr. Murphy, for your support. Of course, the White House Initiative, any other representatives that are here, thank you. I also want to thank Debbie Jo Almaguer and Wendy Grego for all your help that you've done in helping put this program together. And then I would like to thank and welcome the children that are here. Let's give them a hand. After all, our children, and that's the whole focus of this initiative, is to really focus on the children. It is with great honor, and I'm very honored to be a part of this commitment to action. and I'm more honored as a resident of the South Valley that we're going to initiate this program here in District 2. New Mexico and the South Valley in particular, well, all of New Mexico, but since I have a passion for this community, I feel that we have a very rich culture, heritage, language, and traditions. And we have much to offer the community. The need is great though. We see that nationally our children are still falling behind. Hispanic children are falling 2 or more years below the national norm in their readiness upon entering school at a young age. And so that is the reason why we want to do this program. What I want to describe is talk a little bit about how this program came to be. It really started off as an initiative through the Behavioral Health Department, Public Safety through Bernalillo County, as part of their efforts to create a well-networked continuum of care for children in the community, children, youth, and adults. Come on in, welcome, come on in. And the White House initiative to build excellence in education and build educational attainment for young children. So what we want to do in terms of this program, or the outcomes that we have in parenting education, is to build homes where family literacy is developed, where children's behaviors are looked at closely, communication skills, and so forth. The curriculum, and I have a little bit back in the back, 3 posters that describe the curriculum in more detail. What I will say though is that the curriculum is divided into 6 core resource areas. The first being family resource management, and we have posters that you're welcome to take a look at through the course of the morning that you're here with us. The first, as I said, is family resource management. The second is child development. The third is children and discipline. The fourth is effective communication. The fifth is nutrition and exercise. And the 6th core area is looking at children's educational expectations. And so the focus of this program is, if we take a look at this side of the room, we put together a family tree. We're calling this program Roots and Wings. So what we're looking at is developing core values, or looking at a family strengths model where we're looking at values that are so important to us as a culture, as a Hispanic culture, and as a global culture. What I want to say is that we're looking at the values of respect, manners, honor, dignity. All those basic roots that we started off will form the basis of this curriculum. And we want to look at parents and building their resources to help their children. So that, in a nutshell, will describe what the program's all about. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Next, I would like to bring up someone that I believe, and I'm going to probably get this wrong, Adrian, but you are the regional connection to this initiative. Is that correct? You'll tell us. Come on up. Adrian Pedrosa, give me a round of applause.
Thank you, Commissioner. In 2010, I was appointed by President Obama to serve on this initiative. It's the President's Advisory Commission on Educational Excellence for Hispanics. And my passion is largely around early childhood education. Congratulations to Dr. Peggy Chavez on this effort, because we know that unless a child is ready to learn by the kindergarten, that will impact their lifelong learning for the rest of their education. And on the commission, I serve on the Early Learning Subcommittee, and so we're broken out into 3 subcommittees, and I have the honor of really focusing on early childhood development. It's kind of full circle for me, because over 15 years ago, I was here in this room facilitating a group with the New Mexico Young Fathers Project, really working with young men that were incarcerated and being released from our juvenile system, and helping them to understand how to become better parents, how to be there for their children. And so it really is full circle being here today to really kick off this effort by Bernalillo County and by Dr. Peggy Chavez. We know that 90% of a child's brain is developed before they start kindergarten. That is a very important thing that needs to be a public health issue, that we as a public, we as community members need to make sure that we are investing in our youngest children from the time they're born till the time they enter kindergarten and beyond. And this is an effort that begins that investment. And I'm proud that not only is this an investment, but this is a homegrown effort, that this was developed really here locally in the South Valley, that we're very proud of for our community. And it's exciting because I get to work on early childhood issues as a career, amongst other community issues, and at the national and local level. And it's exciting to see this effort kick off. The White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for Hispanics celebrated 25 years just this past year. And with this 25-year anniversary, we set out a challenge to the country that we were going to seek public and private investments to put towards our Hispanic children, starting from early childhood to higher ed. And I'm happy to say that we have over 150 commitments that total over $335 million, new commitments that will build on and accelerate federal, state, and local investments in high quality education from cradle to career for the nation's Latino community. This is huge. Bernalillo County's investment today is a $6,000 investment, but we know it's just the beginning. We know that this is a seed investment that will be carried on into larger investments. And it's not just a dollar investment. I want to be clear that as we invest public resources, that there's also a human capital investment, right? That the community, together with Peggy Chavez, is going to invest our time and our effort to make sure that the youngest children have the best opportunities that we all deserve. So it's an honor to be here to congratulate the county and Dr. Peggy Chavez, who is also a family member and just very proud, to be a part of this all together. Want to thank Margarita Chavez, who was also a fellow with the White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for Hispanics. So she spent some time in DC working on these efforts. And it's great to see that we're connecting what's happening here locally to the county and to the national level. I believe that New Mexico and Bernalillo County, that we can lead the way for the rest of the country, right? The country, 1 in 4 students are Hispanic in the country. Here in New Mexico, 3 in 4 students are Latinos. So we can pave the way, we can show the rest of the country how to invest in our children from the youngest age and how to make sure that they're successful as they become adults and as they become contributing members of our society. So thank you all very much. Thank you to the families. Thank you for all you do for your children and for the educators that are in this room because it really takes a community, and when we all come together, we can make things happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. 25 years ago, at the onset of this program, at the initiation of this program, Hispanics lagged in education at almost every single level, from high school graduation to post-secondary education. Today, based on this initiative, that has changed dramatically. Now, we've not arrived anywhere. We still have a long journey ahead. That's why the call to action as a celebration of 25 effective years, but it's still a journey. And what is the reason? It's educational excellence, right? And so at the end of the day, it's to prepare these little ones, the young kids in our community, to go to another level, to be prepared. And that preparation can begin in places like this and in programs like this. But at the end of the day, there has to be a handoff to the educational system. And so to that end, let's welcome Stephen Michael Quesada, School Board Member, APS.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Dr. Chavez. This is really important for Albuquerque Public Schools. It's really important that people need to know that for the success of schools here and education in New Mexico, that we're going to have to build partnerships. So we welcome the partnership that we're going to be able to build along with APS. We understand at APS that we want to have parents involved. We come from cultures where, I'm even from that kind of culture where we figured that they would drop me off at school and that it was school's responsibility for our education. But we know now that it's really the responsibility of giving parents the tools and the resources to be involved in education. I've changed my mindset that Albuquerque Public Schools is here not to educate your kids. You are responsible for your children's education. APS is there to assist you in the education of your children. And so with programs like this, we're able to help parents understand the importance of their role. I'm not sure if you know this, but our #1 truancy rate in Albuquerque is our kindergarten and first graders. So these kids are not going to school because they don't know it's important at this point in time in their lives. Parents aren't aware that this is the most crucial part of their development. And with her initiative and the stuff that she's going to bring to the table, we would like to partner with her through the Parent University, which is another initiative through Albuquerque Public Schools, so we can sustain these programs. And that's always seems to be the problem with some of the programs that we're bringing up, is the sustainability issue. And so the only way we know that we can continue doing that is with our partnerships. We're excited about today. We're excited about moving forward, and our children are going to be the recipients of this great work that we're going to put forward. Thanks.
Thank you, Board Member Quesada. Okay, Education Connection. So I'm going to bring up someone who I'm very, very proud of, someone that I've known for many years, as far back as when she was in high school, by the way. we won't say anything about age. But that being said, the go-to person for me when I want to talk about elementary education, early childhood education, and a variety of elements and aspects is someone that I've known for a long time, that I just said, and her name is Anitra Adler. Anitra, if you would come up, she is the principal of Adobe Acres Elementary School.
Thank you, Commissioner, and thank you for allowing me to be here this afternoon. As a principal of a school here in the South Valley, it is exciting to see the initiatives being brought into our community. At Adobe Acres, we are a 100% free lunch school that will tell you about the population that we serve. And over the last 5 years that I've been there, we've really worked hard to build a bridge and to really welcome our families in. My parent liaison and I were lucky enough to attend the National PTA Conference and be a part of the first ever Hispanic symposium to bring families and schools together. I think I was probably the only principal that attended the conference, the national conference. So it tells you how passionate I am about families, communities, and working together. We're not in this alone, we're in it together. So initiatives that are brought forward, like the one here today, is exciting for me, for my students, and for my families. We are part of Parent University, where we're bringing families in, and we don't want schools to be a scary place to be anymore. We want families to know that we work together and we're one. So thank you for bringing this to the South Valley, for allowing me to be a part of this conversation, and hopefully the future, and for the families, look forward to joining with you as we move forward.
Thank you, Principal Adler. So this is the beginning of something. But to make it, as the board member said, sustainable and ongoing, I will be asking the County Commission for a 4-year commitment so that we can have a 5-year effort. But beyond that, we're also trying to engage the state of New Mexico. This morning I met with one of our legislators. She has agreed to make this part of her agenda and introduce a bill, Doctor. So I think that's a great beginning. We're not there yet, but it's a beginning. And so I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank Vince and all the county staff. This is a $15,000 effort, and we're going to need to increase that as we go along. But that being said, again, thank you for being here. We have refreshments and lunch in the back. The speakers are available if the media wants to talk to them. So again, thanks.